a slightly different question, Julie. So with the shift in demographics, by 2050 and maybe sooner, people of color will be the new majority. How does that affect the concept of race and the American identity?
You know, I don't know how that's going to affect the concept of race and American identity, but I think the fact that this is called a cross-cultural conversation is kind of pointing us towards that future, which is that we need to all be in a cross-cultural conversation. I would say just in, you know, sort of some key things that all of us need to be reading and thinking about. The New Jim Crow is a must-read book. Every American needs to read it. Fruitvale Station, the movie that was... It's a must-see movie that you know, there's just certain pieces of this cultural conversation that you are not a literate American. If you're a Ta-Nehisi Coates article, was it in The Atlantic? The one about reparations, it gives the history of why we're in this situation today, what happened with lending practices and mortgages way back around World War II that created capital for white people to send their kids to college, whereas African Americans couldn't get mortgages at that time, coming out of World War II as veterans. If you went to school borrowing money, you know, there's some white privilege embedded in that most likely. So this, I think, to be a literate part of this cross-cultural conversation, there are things we need to open our eyes to, partake of, read, and get involved in discussing and thinking through to get us to that day when we're gonna, the face of the country is gonna be changing.
Thank you.